Happy Friday, everybody. And I hope you are all doing well out there. Very excited for this live stream. I'm going to give folks a couple minutes to file in. We're live right now on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and Facebook. Also, going to go live here on Instagram. And yeah, really excited for this month's product update live stream. If you're, kind of just tuning in for the first time, we do these about once a month, typically towards the end of the month when we publish our release notes of everything we've done, the features, the functionality, the new improvements that we've made over the past month. And yeah, so I really look at these live streams as, your chance as users, as customers of Motion.io to tune in, see what's new, but then also ask me questions. And anything you want to ask today, feel free to fire away, whether it's about, some of these new features, new functionality that I'll be talking about, or whether it's just like lingering questions you've had about Motion.io. I'm happy to show you things outside of what we'll, kind of go over in this live stream. So yeah, please just let me know. If you comment wherever it is, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, I'll see those comments and be able to respond. I'll put a message in here now. Say hi, everybody. But yeah, please write in with your comments. Would love to hear from you. Makes this a lot more fun for me as well when you are, asking questions and, seeing what's new here. So with that said, let's go ahead and let's take a quick look here at Motion.io's release notes and just a quick walkthrough of like what we'll be covering today. So I'm going to go ahead and share our release notes here. So today we're going to talk through a bunch of cool new features. First up, going to be talking a little bit about our new project progress tracker. If you are not familiar with this or haven't seen it in Motion.io yet, this is a feature that we are so excited to release. Something we've talked about for a long time. Basically a Domino's pizza tracker for your business. And I'll be showing you how to do some things there. I'll show you how it works. After that, we'll go ahead and get into the next feature down on this list, which is our brand new projects dashboard. This has been a part of the Motion.io product for a while now, but what I will do in this live stream is show you some ways that I've used it and I've seen our customers using it that can be really handy, especially if you're managing a bunch of projects at scale in Motion.io. After we talk about that, and talk about, the various things you can do with this new project dashboard. I'll show you a cool way to send tasks in multiple projects. This is really cool, especially if you do like a lot of recurring tasks with clients and need them to complete it. This is a really powerful feature. And then towards the end of this live stream, I'll be showing you a brand new feature, which is Motion.io's Message Center. That's not a part of this release note. It's actually still in development. We're doing a little bit of QA, but I will give you a sneak peek of what's to come in just, a day or two when we release this feature. Maybe if you're lucky, it'll be live today, but I will show you that as well. So as I mentioned, please feel free to, write in comments and questions if you want to try out how that works right now. I'd love for you to just tell me, where are you tuning in from? Where are you in the world? I know we have a lot of customers in the US, but then also a lot of customers based out of the US. So yeah, let me know by writing in a comment of where you're tuning in from. Me personally, I am joining you from Denver, Colorado. Beautiful fall day. Colors on the trees, the leaves still popping out there. I was outside for a walk earlier. It was pretty chilly out there, but it was really nice. See Carlos joining from the Bay Area. That is cool. I mean, Bay Area, it's always beautiful weather there, I feel like. Carlos, thanks so much for joining us. And yeah, really excited to have you with us here today. And I see we have Abby tuning in from Dallas, Texas. Abby, so happy to have you with us. Thanks for joining this live stream. So without further ado, let's go ahead And let's talk about our first big feature included in our October 2024 release, which is the Motion.io's project tracker or project progress tracker. Sorry, that one is kind of a mouthful sometimes when I say it all at once. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive in. This is a really cool feature. And what I'm going to do for this is I'm actually going to hop in to my Motion.io account to show you a little bit how this works. And 1 second, sorry, I just have to share my screen here. Okay, so cool. And Kathy, thanks for joining us. Oh, Kathy, you are tuning in from Montrose. I was actually just out in Montrose about what, 3 weeks ago now. I was there. Wasn't quite in Montrose. We drove through Montrose. We were actually in Ridgeway for sister-in-law and brother-in-law's wedding, but drove through Montrose on our way. So, and that airport, man, that's a tiny little airport. Bumpy flights out of there. If you've ever taken a flight out of the Montrose airport, which I'm sure you have, but beautiful country out that way. So cool. I am here now in my Motion.io account dashboard. This account that I set up. I set this up like I am managing all of these projects to provide as close to like a real world example of some ways that you can use our product. And what I'm going to do here is I'm in our new projects dashboard, which I will talk about a little bit more in just a second. But I'm going to go ahead and click into one of my projects here. So in this project, I'm going to navigate to the portal page. And then I'm going to click preview. If you didn't know this, there is a way that directly from your account where you can preview a client portal. One thing to note when you do preview a portal this way is it's going to keep you logged in to your own account. If you want to see a portal and preview it specifically as a client, what you would do is you would go instead to like the users tab and copy the magic link. I can send a help desk article that we have if people don't know how to do that. And Kathy, I definitely will look you up next time I'm out that way. We go through Montrose quite a bit, actually, because, family in Ridgeway, but then also just about 2 hours away, my wife's family is from Durango, Colorado. So very cool. So with that, I'm here in the client portal, and where you will see the new project progress tracker is on the tasks page of your client's portals. So, and you can see that here now. We have an onboarding stage that's been completed. We have an LLC formation stage that's been completed. And what the client, as well as our internal team, is working on right now is the offboarding stage. So this is kind of a simple example. There's only 3 stages in here, but it is important to note that you can include as many project stages within your project tracker as you'd like. And what we really love about this project progress tracker feature is within our founding team here, our businesses, what we had always wanted was basically to take this concept of, if you're familiar with it, Domino's Pizza Tracker, which is amazing for customer engagement, knowing like, hey, my pizza was ordered, now it's being prepared, baked, it's out for delivery. We wanted to bring that concept to client projects because in the previous business that myself and my co-founder and also the CEO of Motion.io, Perry Rosenblum, were a part of, we were doing website design and marketing for mental health therapists. And they would always ask us like, hey, where is my website in the, what is the status of my website project? What do I need to do? How long until is it going to go live? And we're fielding those kind of emails, questions all of the time. And this is something that we would have really benefited from. And I think that any of you out there watching this, if you need to update clients on the status of your project, the great thing about this new feature is it does it all automatically for you. So that's kind of an overview of like what this feature does. But I want to go ahead and like take a step back, show you how it works, how you can use it within your projects. So to do that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to back out of this project I have going. And let's go ahead and just create a new project from scratch. And I'm just going to call this example project. I'm going to pull this from one of my project templates. Let's use this business formation services template. And this is a template that I set up that's really designed for a law firm or a lawyer who's doing like business formation with their clients. But this is just one example. It'll be applicable across industries, across types of businesses. But it's just a helpful example to pull from. So I'm going to go ahead and click Create Project. And upon creating that project, I'm going to go here to the tasks page. The way that our project progress tracker works is that by default, clients can see only the active stages. So for example, within this project right now, if I go ahead and I preview this, what you will see here and just 1 second here. And apologies, I just realized that I used a different template. So I just wanted to import a couple more tasks to kind of show you how this works. Okay, so cool. So here in this example project I've created, going to go ahead and preview this. And what you'll notice is because this is a brand new project, there's no tasks assigned, nothing is active, and there's actually no project progress tracker that is displayed currently because nothing's active in the project. The way our project progress tracker works is that automatically and by default, active stages are shown in the tracker. So in order to get stages showing up, you have two options. You can either activate some tasks in that stage, or what you can go ahead and do is show certain stages by default, even if they're draft project stages. To do that, and let's say, for this project, I actually wanted this project tracker to show up, even though there weren't any tasks assigned yet, to maybe give the client some insight into like, hey, these are the steps. This is kind of what we're going to be moving through. What I'll go ahead and do is I'm going to navigate back here to this project. And I will go to my first stage, which is onboarding. And I'm going to click this drop down here and click Show in Tracker. So I did that for the onboarding stage. That means this stage will appear in the tracker. But I'm also going to do this LLC formation stage. I'm going to set that to show in the tracker, as well as offboarding. When I page back to my client portal, and just 1 second here, open this in a new tab. What you'll see here now is that, great, I set those project stages to show in the progress tracker so the client can see them, but none of these are active because there's no tasks that have been assigned. So as you use the project tracker in your templates, this can be something really great to keep in mind of like, hey, what information would you like to display to the client right away? Because you have the option to show your draft stages to them. What you'll now see here is I'm going to go ahead and within this project, I'm just going to do this off screen and we'll show you how this updates. I'm going to go ahead and actually, I'll show you how to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and assign these initial onboarding tasks to the client. Great. I'm just going to add a test client. Set this as myself. Also, a side note, this is a really great tip if you are testing your Motion.io portals or you're experimenting with Motion.io with clients. If you're using Gmail or G Suite, you can add, plus and then whatever string of characters. I typically just do like a +1. And that'll create like a fake email you can use to test things out with without having to use like, the Yahoo email you set up in college or high school or whatever. So I'm going to go ahead, click save, and let's go ahead and I'm going to send these tasks off. And, I'm just going to mark these as complete just to show you like what the changes look like and how they get reflected in the tracker. Cool. So go ahead back to my tracker. And now what you'll see is great. Within this tracker in the onboarding stage, great. All of these tasks are completed. Next, let's go ahead and I'm going to activate the LLC formation tasks. So as similar process as with last time, what I'm going to do here is let me just go ahead. I'm going to assign these to the client. And then I will go ahead and assign these tasks to the client. And then I'll go ahead and send them. And let's see how the project tracker updates. So cool. With those new tasks assigned, great. You can now see that here in the LLC formation stage, it's showing 0 out of 4 tasks that the client needs to do. And yeah, so what this does basically is that as tasks are completed and as clients move through a project, this will automatically update for you to give clients this sort of real-time status update of like where their project is and what they might need to do. If you have any questions about this, I'd love for you to tune in and ask them. Feel free. This is a really powerful feature, and it's something that I think just provides so much value to your clients because of that clarity. That what we've seen again and again with previous businesses that we've worked on and in before Motion.io is that the clearer you can make things to the client, the happier everybody's going to be. The less questions client have, the less they're waiting around tapping their foot wondering, hey, what do I need to do, or like what needs to happen. One question I see here in the chat is, with the project progress tracker, is it possible to hide an active stage from the tracker? And that is a really great question, because there might be times where like a stage is activated, so by default it gets automatically included in the tracker, but you actually maybe don't want that to appear for your clients. For example, a project stage that has a ton of like internal tasks on it, and you want to hide that information. What you can do, if you would like to hide a stage from this tracker entirely, but it has been already activated, is you can go into the project itself and you can just archive that stage. So let's say if I broke this LLC formation out and I wanted a separate stage that was just for internal tasks. So I'll call this internal tasks LLC formation. Going to go ahead and drag this up here and move these 2 tasks here. And I will go ahead and actually send these. So right now, this would be displaying in the tracker, and I'll show you what that looks like. If we just refresh the page here real quick. Cool. So you can see this internal tasks LLC formation stage showing in the tracker right now. But let's say I didn't want it to. What I can do here is go ahead and just set this to archived. So that way, my team members and I can access these tasks still. We can comment on them. We can check off the subtasks associated with them. So we can access these tasks, check off the subtasks, things like that. But this stage now, since I've set it to archive, won't actually display in the project progress tracker, and the client won't be able to see these tasks. So that is a great little tip if you do want to hide things from that tracker, but you still want your team members to have access to them. One thing to note about this, it's a little bit of a workaround right now. We have a huge improvement coming to our internal tasks functionality. It's something that we've mapped out. We're going to start working on very soon, and this is going to provide a little bit more flexibility, give you the option to like fully archive internal tasks and things like that. So we have a question from the audience from Supercat1. Can a list of tasks be imported and then get auto populated? So yes, that is a great question. Um, we have a couple of different ways within Motion.io to import tasks. There's a few different options to do this. So let's go ahead and I'll show you the first way. If you want to import tasks into a individual project, a great way to do that is you just open a project. So actually, let's start from scratch here. So I'm going to call this example project 2, and I'm not going to create this from a template. Creating it from the template would import any of the tasks associated with that template. But instead, let's say I want to pull from a couple of different templates to create this new project for a client. What I can do in the first way to import tasks is I can go ahead and I can go down to the tasks, click on the tasks page and go down to the bottom here and click import tasks. And this allows me to import any of the various tasks associated with any of my templates. And I can either, import the entire stage, or what I can do is import just specific tasks associated with a stage. So this is a great option if like you have a project that you kind of want to handle in like a individual way, where you want to pull things from different templates. You want to move things around that way. One note about importing tasks into a project is that regardless of how you do it, you'll have to have those tasks created within one of your project templates already. But after they are in here in one of your templates, you're able to pull from any of these in any way you'd like to create new tasks and stages within your projects. So great question. And since we are already on the topic here, what I'm actually going to do next is we talked a bit about the project progress tracker. There's another new way that we have to import tasks, and that is going to be through the project's dashboard. So let's go ahead and talk about our new projects dashboard here next. So I'm going to hop back in here to my Motion.io account, start screen sharing that again here for y'all. Let's just go ahead. I'm going to screen share. Just give me 1 minute. Cool. So back here in my Motion.io account, you can see this is our brand new projects dashboard. And what we really wanted to do with this dashboard is make it easier for you to quickly surface the projects that most need attention and be able to also filter between various types of projects. So a great example of this and how you can do this is through the filters that you'll see in the left-hand sidebar of your new projects dashboard. By default, when you access your projects dashboard, this will be set, the filter will be set to active. So it's going to show you just the active projects. And in addition to that, what you'll see as you scroll over is you can see the tasks that have been completed out of the tasks that exist in the project. Overdue tasks, you can, if there's red in this bar, you can hover over to see what those overdue tasks are. And then you can see the project start and end date, recent activity. When you click this recent activity icon, it'll open up the activity log, as well as the tags that you've added to those projects. To skip ahead just ever so slightly, because I know we had that great question about importing tasks. Another thing that you can do is use Motion.io's new bulk actions. So we've had bulk actions in Motion.io previously, but we've added additional actions that are super powerful and super useful within this new projects dashboard. So to show you like quickly how this works, I selected some projects. I have this example project and the example project 2 we created together. What I'm going to do for these projects is, because they're just examples, I don't need them anymore. I'm going to go ahead and set their status to deleted. This is going to entirely delete the projects from my Motion.io account. As a side note, though, if you want to just like remove things from your project's dashboard, but you might want to access them later, I typically recommend using the archive option whenever there's a question, because then you'll still be able to access those projects. They'll just be hidden by default from your dashboard. But in this case, because these were just test projects, I'm going to go ahead and delete those. So cool. I'll use a bulk action to do that. The next bulk action that I want to show you is the ability to import tasks into projects. But first, I'll take a second just to answer some questions that we've came in. Tom asks, there's no all. Yes. So the way that we sort things right now is we sort it by the default status of active. What we've found in speaking with our users is like this is the most helpful default view, because typically, like if something's completed or something's archived, you can see that really easily. You just have to click between these statuses. But we wanted to make sure that when you first visit the project's dashboard, that it's surfacing the most important information like right off the bat. If your question was related more towards bulk projects actions, there is a way to select everything on the screen if you want to use bulk actions. And the way you do that is you just click this checkbox next to name. That'll select all projects. And then you can use whatever one of these bulk actions you would like. So hopefully that answers your question, Tom. Let me know if there's anything I didn't touch on. Happy to circle back on that one. Catherine asks, can you export tasks in bulk for a client project? So Catherine, I'll need a little bit more clarification on that, of like what you mean by export. Like with that, are you wanting to send those tasks or like export them to some other tool, or like what are you looking to, what's the job you're looking to do there? I'm happy to circle back on that question if you want to write in with some additional clarification. But back to what I said I was going to show you just a few seconds ago with the importing of tasks from this dashboard. I have set up ahead of time these two projects where all of the tasks are completed in them. And in these two projects, what that signifies to me is that these projects are done and they're ready to, these clients are ready to be offboarded. What I've done is I'll go ahead and select them. And then I'm going to go ahead and go down here, click import tasks. And in this screen, I can specify the tasks I want to import into these projects. So in this case, I'm going to select my offboarding tasks. This is a template I set up specifically designed to, import offboarding tasks. And I'm going to go ahead and select this stage, the offboarding stage. Click select all tasks because I want to import all of these. These offboarding tasks have a task to review the business on Google, refer a friend, and then an internal task for our business to send the client a thank you letter. At the bottom of this modal, two really cool things you can do with this is you can set the new tasks to active, which is going to make them accessible to the client in their portal, as well as you can assign new tasks to the client. So unlike what I showed you earlier, that process of importing tasks into a single project, when you use this bulk action to import tasks, you're able to activate them, which means send them to the portal, as well as assign those new tasks to a client. And this is really useful because you can do things in bulk, like sending a check-in or a follow-up to clients in just a couple of clicks. So I'm going to go ahead and import these tasks. And once this saves, I'll go ahead into these projects and show you an example of what it looks like. So Larry's Laundry, that was one of the projects where I imported these offboarding tasks into. And let's go ahead in the task page of this project. I'll scroll down. And cool, you see that these tasks have been imported. They've been assigned to the client, which in this case is Larry Smith, and the client will have been automatically notified about these tasks. So this new feature has a ton of possibilities and different things that you can do with it. Really, really great for doing things at scale. When there's a set of tasks you need clients to complete, you don't want to have to go into each project individually. Great. With the new import tasks bulk action, you go ahead and select those projects and then specify the tasks you would like to import. So I'll pause there for a moment. If there's any questions, let me know about that. I see that there's one from Supercat that is asking, can we assign due dates for clients? So yes, you can. It's a great question. So with Motion.io's Task Composer, by default, it includes a due date field where you can set the due date, and then you can also toggle on reminders, which is going to automatically send clients reminders based on this schedule here. For tasks that you are importing in projects, you can also set a due date for. Let me go ahead and I'm just going to quickly delete the tasks I initially imported into these two projects. So I can show you like what it looks like if we set due dates for tasks that we import and how to do that. So just give me a moment here. I just want to do a little refresh of this project that I imported the tasks into. Okay, so the way that you are going to um, be able to set the due dates for tasks that you import using a bulk action is you're actually going to set that in your template where you have these tasks. So let's say for those offboarding tasks that I want to import into my projects, I want clients to complete them within a week. What I can do here is in this template for these tasks is I can actually set a number of days until the task is due once the project is created. Whatever I set this to, it's going to set the due date for these tasks to the date that they're imported, to be, whatever number of days after they're imported. So let's say for all of these tasks, I want them to be due a week after I import them into a project. Cool. I'm going to go ahead and enter 7 here. I'm also going to toggle on reminders for these tasks so the client gets automatically followed up with. And then great, you can see 7 days, 7 days, 7 days. I'm going to go back to my project's dashboard here. And this time, I'll just import the tasks into this one single project. So I'm going to go ahead and do similar process as last time. Click import tasks, choose my offboarding tasks template, select them all, set the new tasks to active and assign them to the client. Go ahead and import those. And now when I return to that project where I just imported those tasks into, what you will see here is that, great. This time when I imported those tasks, as with last time, it set them to active, meaning the client, can access them in their portal. But what it also did is because I adjusted my template, is it set due dates for these tasks automatically, as well as toggled on reminders. So kind of two different ways to set due dates for tasks. Awesome to hear you think that feature is so cool. Yeah, it's something that we're really excited about. It works really, really well when you're importing tasks into multiple projects at once. And Catherine, thank you so much for that additional information. You clarified basically, export them to another tool at the end of a client project engagement. The goal is to have them as the basis of a client wrap report. So, Catherine, great question. At the moment, it's not really possible to export tasks necessarily in bulk and send them somewhere else natively in Motion.io. What you can do is you could set up a, Zapier automation that would import some of these things. I personally think for this use case, it might be better for you to, either copy information or take like a screenshot of like what was completed across that project. But what you could also do is we are very early next year going to be making a huge improvement to Motion.io's reporting. It's going to allow for native functionality like the things that you're describing, where you can import you can export a report, easily send it elsewhere. You could export a report and send it, just an email to a client. Right now, we don't have a great way to do that, but it's something that a ton of our users have requested. It's coming to Motion.io. We just need a little bit of time to build it because we have some other really big things that we've planned. But detailed reporting and report exports are a high priority for us. We know it's something that our users want, and we're committed to building it. If you have any ideas for like, hey, what information would I like to see in an internal reporting dashboard, absolutely invite you to just email me at sam@motion.io. I'll post my email here in the chat. And anyone else watching this live stream, just know that your feedback, your insights, and the things that you would need from Motion.io, so important with us, or so important to us. It's really what has allowed us to make all of this amazing progress within our product. And we encourage you to give us feedback and tell us about the things you would need. So definitely write in, let us know. So a couple of other things to show you here about the new projects dashboard. And also, it's wonderful to hear that, Veronica, thanks for your kind words about our reminders feature. That was one of like the earlier features we launched in Motion.io that we found just provided so much value to folks. And it's been something that has been really cool to see how much people are using it and how much it helps them, how much it saves them time by not having to send like manual follow-ups about tasks they need clients to complete. And before showing you a couple of final things on the project dashboard, I wanted to just follow up on Catherine's next question. On the feature you just covered, how does it bulk assign those tasks if there are multiple client users? Catherine, great question. So at the moment, when you are using the import tasks to bulk assign folks and toggling on this option, it's going to always assign the tasks to the first person that you added to the project. We already have improvements slated that will provide some additional flexibility to this. But what we wanted to do for this import action is we really wanted to get it shipped, to have something that was useful that people could use right off the bat. We fully recognize that you might want a little bit more granular controls over who gets assigned, but we thought it was more valuable to just get this out there first and have people using it. But that is good to know that you would like to, if I'm, reading between the lines here, have a little bit more control over who gets assigned when importing tasks that way, because it definitely is something on our roadmap. So yeah, just a couple more things to show you here in the project dashboard, and that is the filters, and just using these in a few additional ways. So let's say, for example, you come into Motion.io after running your client projects in it for a month, and you say, okay, I know that I have a couple projects where people haven't been doing things, I haven't been super engaged. I want to send them a check-in. One of the cool ways that you can do this in Motion.io is you can go to this no recent activity filter and select your projects without recent activity. And then you have a number of different actions to choose from. So of course I could import tasks and maybe import like a check-in task for these clients to complete. Let's call it a check-in call for them to, for you to just to touch base and say, hey, why haven't you done these onboarding tasks? Why haven't you provided us this information? Excuse me. And using these filters, it makes it really quick to surface information. You can also use the My Tasks filter under this, attention category to see quickly, okay, where are the projects that I have tasks that I've been assigned internally as a team member. Another way that I really have found value of using some of these improvements we've made to the project dashboard is applying tags as well. One of the tags that I use within my work, because I use Motion.io, it's probably not that surprising, but I use Motion.io internally as the person who leads all of our marketing initiatives here at Motion.io. I also am responsible for all of our affiliates and our certified consultants. Um, and keeping up with them and sending them things. And I use Motion.io for that. One of the ways that I use this new project dashboard is if I see that, hey, in a certain number of projects, there are overdue tasks. What I'll do to keep tabs on these projects is I will apply a tag that's called needs follow-up. So that when I come in the morning, I can quickly go to all projects that are tagged with needs follow-up and look into them and just check in quickly about their status. So I applied that tag to this Tate's Tater Tot project where I saw that there were 3 overdue tasks. And then I'm going to go ahead and clear these other filters, and I'm going to sort by tags. So I can go to my needs follow-up tag and see, okay, well, since I applied this tag, Tate's Tater Tots, they still haven't done anything. So I can go ahead, send them another follow-up, things like that. And tags in Motion.io with this project dashboard and with the improvements that we've made, in my opinion, have become so much more useful, especially for things like keeping track of projects that might be stalling out a little bit, people might need a little bit of extra hand holding. Great. Okay, just apply a tag, do a couple of extra check-ins within those projects, and make sure everything keeps moving forward, and we can get and then we can remove that needs follow-up task. Like, let's say Tate's Tater Tots tomorrow, they got working again. What I can do is I can use the same bulk action to just remove that tag that I added. If you are newer to Motion.io, the way that you create project tags that you can access through the dashboard is you just go to your settings page, go to the tags tab up at the top here, and you can create as many tags as you would like and apply them however you'd like across your projects and templates. So those are some cool things about our new projects dashboard. Once again, want to pause for questions. If you have anything that you'd like me to cover, please send that in, whether it's related to the new features, functionality I walked through, or it's just general questions you have about Motion.io. I would love to hear from you. One thing that I will mention too about this project dashboard is you'll also see that it now has start and end date here up at the top. The way that you set the project start and end date is you just go into your projects. And I'm going to go ahead and share this Blue Heron Sporting Goods project I'm in. As a funny side note, Blue Heron Sporting Goods was the name of a sporting goods shop I used to go to when I lived in Pennsylvania and was like playing paintball with my friends in the woods. We used to go and buy paintballs from here. So it's funny. I always draw from like various things from my past to create these projects. When you go to the settings page of your projects, you'll see that you can set a project start date and a project end date. You can update these at any point, and kind of adjust them as you go. But these project start and end dates can be really useful for just like keeping a more general tab on your projects, because that information is also accessible from your project dashboard. Kathy, and thank you so much for tuning in. Also, to let Kathy and everybody else know who's joining, a recording of this will be available basically as soon as I click the end stream button. So feel free to tune into that if you do have to duck out a little bit early. Supercat has another a question or a comment that they wrote in. Please keep this platform user friendly for clients. This accomplishes a lot of ClickUp's benefits without being like climbing Everest to work with a tool and getting lost in too many features. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for the kind words. And Supercat, that is something that we really focused on with Motion.io, and it is so core to our ethos and our basically methods of how we're developing Motion.io. First and foremost, we want Motion.io to always be super easy for clients to use. So no need to worry about that. It's a core focus of our product. It's actually one of our, like, internally we have this board that's our product pillars. One of those pillars are simple and enjoyable to use, because we saw very similar things like in our own businesses when we wanted to have a space, a portal where clients could go and complete things and provide information. But what we found is that so many of the project management tools out there, they were so complicated to use, and it felt so overwhelming to invite our clients to. With as the case it was for Perry and myself, we were working with mental health therapists. They are amazing at their work. They do, phenomenal job, helping and serving, our communities. But mental health therapists, typically aren't super tech savvy. So when we decided to build Motion.io, we wanted to say like, hey, could our clients at our previous business use this? If the answer was no, or if it made it too complex for them to use, we said, nope, we're not going to do that feature. We're not going to build this thing that way, because we wanted client ease of use to be paramount to what we built, and the user experience we provide on both ends, the admin experience and the client experience. So thank you so much for the kind words. And yeah, you have our commitment. Motion.io will remain easy to use. So I have just a couple more features here to talk about. And let's go ahead and just back out of here for a second, just to explain what I'm going to show you next. Because if you got an email from me a little bit earlier, one of the things I mentioned is that on this webinar, I'd give you a preview of a cool new feature that we've added to Motion.io, which is in development. This new feature, drumroll, is at Motion.io's new message center. So before I show you this, it's important to note, first of all, I will be showing you a development version of this feature. This isn't live just yet. I'm going to be showing you in my internal only development account. But want to talk a little bit about why we built this. One of the things that we've been hearing from our users and customers is that, hey, it's kind of hard to keep track of, comments and messages. I wish there was like one place in Motion.io where I could see all of my messages, all of my comments, similar to, the way that, when you come in the morning, if you're anything like me, I check my inbox right away. We wanted to provide that experience within Motion.io so that you can transition away from email, and Motion.io can become, your inbox in a lot of ways, at least for your, external client facing work. We had a question from JC in the audience. Typically, onboarding happens mostly privately. Any plans to create a public landing page for direct sign up, registration / onboarding? So before I show you the message center here, just want to address this question. JC, great question. One of the things that that so many of our customers do is they'll actually use Zapier and use Zapier to hook in a public facing form, and then send that information to automatically create a project in Motion.io, automatically invite the client, automatically assign them tasks. We have a couple of different guides up on our website that tell you exactly how to do this. Also on our YouTube channel, I see you're tuning in from YouTube. There's a really great video there that explains like exactly how you can kind of kick off projects from a public facing form. So go ahead, check those out. I believe the video that we have titled, actually, I'll send a link to it to our chat here. But we have a great video about like how to use Motion.io for your onboarding process. It's a little bit more specific to marketing agencies. But the advice in there is widely applicable across different types of businesses. So I'll go ahead and I'm just going to copy the link for this here for you real quick, paste it in the chat so you can have that information. Whoops, wrong link. Did not mean to post that one. So I just got to grab the correct link here. I want to make sure that you get this information because you asked about it and I know it would be, helpful for you. Perfect. Cool. So I just posted that link in the chat for you to check out. Thanks for the question, JC. And Abby, awesome to hear that you love that pillar. Yeah, it's really important to us, really important to what we're building here at motion.io. So without further ado, getting back into it, let me show you motion.io's new message center. As I mentioned, I'm here in my development account of motion.io. So one second. I'm here in my development account of motion.io. So just know that there's things in here that might look a little different by the time that this goes live and everyone has access to it. For example, you'll see that this messages in chat are kind of doubled up right now. But I'm going to hop into this messages dashboard. And what I did ahead of time is I sent a couple of different messages to our new message center. And let's go ahead and click in and see what this looks like. So in the message center, what you'll find is that you have an inbox, you have conversations that you've replied to, and you also have the option to archive messages. Right now here in the message center, everything is set to new. And what I can see here is great. So, there's some kind of a back and forth conversation here. And in this case, Blue Heron Sporting Goods asked, do we have a timeline for the new campaign? One of the things that we can do here is basically I can just knock these out in the list of similar how I might, respond via my inbox. So I'll go ahead, I'll respond to this client and then say, they asked about the timeline for the new campaign. I'm going to say, yes, campaigns are scheduled to go live on December 1st. Cool. Going to go ahead and post this message. And once I click send, it'll automatically get moved to the replied inbox. And you can see that here now. If I wanted to basically flag this and say, let's say the client wrote back again and I wanted to move this back to my inbox. Cool. No problem. I can move that back and it'll show up in the inbox again. Let's go ahead and click reply to move that back and move down to the next message in our message center. One of the things that you can do if you see something and you're saying, I don't really have time to get to that right now, is you can go ahead and, toggle this follow-up flag to, move it basically, to indicate that, hey, I'm going to work on this, but I'm going to toggle this for right now because I just don't have time to respond. So really useful for keeping track of, what you've responded to, what you haven't. Also, if you have the, if there are times when you have a comment, as is the case here, this was a comment on a task that was a file feedback and approval task. So different from the chat message that you saw me respond to, comments on tasks will also show up in this message center. And you'll see here that this client, Sunny Baker from Sunny Sandos I'm working with, asked a couple of different questions. I haven't responded to them just yet. But let's say that because this was for a file approval task, I wanted a quick insight into hey, what is this task about? What I can do here is I can actually open this little plus sign on the right-hand sidebar, and I can see what this task is referencing. I could also, if I wanted to, go directly to that project by clicking the arrow pointing to the right here. I personally find it's a little bit more useful and a little bit faster just to click this. Just enables you to see things a little bit faster without navigating away from the message center. And in this case, let's say, you know, for Sunny, I saw that he wanted to make a couple of changes to that creative I sent. I'm going to say, absolutely. We'll get those changes made and send you a new copy to review. Great. So cool. I responded to that, so it moved it to the replied inbox. In this case, though, I also want to flag this just to know that, I still have to do things for it. I'm also just going to move it back to my inbox. One of the most powerful ways that you can actually use this new message center, one of the most powerful features. You saw me, responding to things. You saw how I can manage things all in one, centralized place. This is really exciting. But if I had to pick a favorite, my favorite thing about this new message center is the ability to use AI to actually respond to the client. And what you see here is I'm actually just going to delete this again, just so you get another look at it. So cool. Jim, in this case, asked, realize a last minute change to our business address. Can we update it on this form? And the form that they're referencing is this onboarding questionnaire. What I can do here is, like, let's say I didn't have time to respond to this. I can go ahead and click this little wand button. And what this is actually going to do is going to go ahead and create a response for me using AI. This feature is so powerful for time saving because it's going to go ahead and allow you to instead of typing out a response over a couple minutes, you just click this little wand icon, click post, and you're done. That's responded to automatically for you. So I've personally found that, like, when testing this feature, it is just like honestly amazing to be able to do this. Something I've always wanted the ability to do. Of course, if you don't like the response the AI generates for you, you can adjust it, you can change it a little bit. But even if it gets you 60, 70% of the way there, you're able to just knock out your inbox so quickly using this new functionality. So all of this that I just showed you is coming to Motion.io within a couple of days. Might even be the end of the day today. I'm not sure. But this new message center that we've launched, we just couldn't be more excited to get it into your hands. And JC, great question. What would be the difference between messages and chat? So there won't be. Long story short, as I'd mentioned, this is a development version of Motion.io. What we will be doing, though, is combining those things under the messages sidebar. Sorry, that's a little bit confusing right now. I realize that, but I at least wanted to show you because everybody, you took time out of your day to come to this live stream. I wanted to show you what we're working on, but just know that this isn't like 100% complete. A few kind of final things that we need to do for it in order to ship and get it into your hands. But great question. Yeah, long story short is, that'll be going away. And then everything will be centralized under this one message center, this one inbox. So we have about 2 minutes left. I want to hang out for just a couple minutes. See if there's any kind of final questions I could answer before logging off here. I would love to, go over any kind of final questions you have, whether it's about, the features we covered in this update, our new message center. If there's anything else you want to know about Motion.io, feel free to, write in our last couple of minutes. While I wait for any potential questions, I do want to just mention thank you all so much for tuning in, asking great questions. These things are so fun when we get a lot of great questions like this. And it's going to be a really, really big year for Motion.io. As we approach the end of the year here, our roadmap is just filled to the brim with new features, new functionality that our users have requested, and also other stuff, for example, like new AI functionality that we know is going to bring a ton of value to our users and customers at Motion.io. Marquisa wrote something in. Yes, onboarding via a landing page. So yes, to circle back on that, that is possible to do. What you would want to do for that is basically be able to have a form. It could be built on like fill out, gravity forms, whatever. Sync it up with Motion.io using Zapier. If you want help with this, either the folks who wrote in, feel free to send us an email directly. You can email us at hello@motion.io. We will give you a walk through detailed steps on how to do this in a way that's like specific to your use case. Also, another note, Marquise, I know you said that you have hundreds of members to enter. If that is the case for you and you want to onboard, hundreds of different clients into Motion.io at one time, as opposed to like one by one, what actually might work best is instead of using Zapier, one thing that we offer in Motion.io is the ability to do CSV imports, which you might find, really useful in your case. The way that you can access CSV imports is if you go to your project's dashboard, and right here to the right of the Create Project button, there is an option to import a CSV. What you can do with this is after adding, downloading this template and adding your client's name and email and the template you want to create these projects from, in one swoop, you can go ahead and upload a CSV to Motion.io, and we'll automatically create all of those projects for you based off of whatever template you specify. So that can be a really useful thing if you do, in fact, have hundreds of members to onboard. I will include a link to our knowledge base article that explains how to do this. Let's go ahead and I'm just going to copy this link for you. Also happy to send this to you directly. Just let me know. Feel free. Anybody, watching this webinar, if you have questions, you can email us generally at hello@motion.io, but I'm also happy to respond to your questions personally. And you can get in touch with me at sam@motion.io. It's a super easy email address to remember. And love to hear that you like that feature. Yeah, that is something really, really useful if you do have hundreds of projects you want to create all at once within Motion.io. Just a refresher, click the drop-down arrow, import CSV, and then this really gives you all of the steps and instructions that you need here. So with that, everybody, we are at time for this product update live stream. Thank you all so much for tuning in and watching with us live. As I mentioned, we do these things every month, so look forward to seeing you again in November. Until then, everybody, my name is Sam Chlebowski, co-founder of Motion.io, signing off for this time. Happy Friday, everybody. Enjoy the weekend and take care. Bye-bye.